Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie. We have another month, so another batch of books that I'm very excited for. As always, comment down below any that I didn't mention that you're very excited for. Let's get into it. Let's go chronologically. The first Tuesday of March, 3/5/24. We have Fruit of the Dead by Rachel Lyon. This cover, oh, let me give you some space. This cover is just so beautiful. I was a little hesitant to pick this up because this is a Persephone retelling, but this one's more focused on her relationship with her mother, Demeter, although it's all different names because this is a retelling, than her relationship with Hades. This is all modern though, so the first sentence of the synopsis is just so hilarious to me. It says that our main character is a camp counselor. Why is that so funny? She's a camp counselor, she's 18 years old, she's beefing with her mom, she's just like in a rut, and one of the dads at the camp decides to offer her a job. This is the Hades of the story. He's obsessed with this girl. He's middle-aged. It's giving crusty man. Ew. She agrees in a fit of desperation, and she goes off with him to a private island where I'm sure bad things are going to be happening. He is the CEO of some pharmaceutical whatever, so I think she's being plied with, plied? Is that a word? There's like opiates everywhere. That's probably why there's a pill on the cover. But our main character's mother, who might also be a main character, I don't know if it's dual point of view, she has this burning intuition that her daughter's in danger, so she's gonna go off and she's gonna try to find them. It says that this is horror on Goodreads, which has me very excited. Like I said, I haven't really loved any of the Hades Persephone retellings like ever, which sucks because for some reason I'm just a sucker for that story. But maybe this one I'll like better because it's focusing less on romance than on the mother-daughter, and that would be a really fun thing to read. I still have hope that I'll find my perfect sinister romance between a kidnapper and his captive. Don't read into that, okay? I'm looking for it. Then we have The Invisible Hotel by Yeji Y. Ham. I honestly just picked this because it's classified as literary horror. Historically, that genre has been very, very, very good to me. Plus, the cover is very intriguing. I'm pretty sure this is historical because it says it takes place in Korea after the Korean War, which I know nothing about. I think that might have been in the 50s. Why am I saying things I don't know? Our main character's name is Yewon, and she dreams about a hotel where there are infinite keys to infinite rooms. And then I don't really understand the synopsis from here because it says she wakes up, but she says that she sees her mother like washing the bones of their ancestors in this decrepit tub, and apparently everyone in their community has like this tub where they wash their ancestors' bones, but also the women give birth in these tubs, and so it just sounds really creepy. I'm getting the Shining vibes, like weird, delirious, slow, unsettling things happening. Maybe that's just because there's a hotel in the title. I don't know. There's going to be some family drama too. Her brother's in the military, her sister has a life-changing tragedy, and her mom is having health issues, so I hope it's like equal parts sad, equal parts unsettling. That'll be great. I think I might need to brush up on my Korean War facts. I literally don't even know what it is, which I feel ignorant about, but let's not rub that in my face. A Cursed Son by Day Leitao. I just need a romantasy every month. I really do. This one sounds okay. I don't know if it sounds great, but the thing that has me going in this one is that the romance starts in a dream. I'm a sucker for shared consciousness or dream communication, mind links, things like that, and this is hopefully gonna give me everything I want. Our main character is a woman and she's a royal decoy, so she's like an Elvis impersonator but for like a princess or something. She is just having a hard time feeling like she owns her own life. She feels like nothing is hers, like she doesn't own anything, but she has this mystery soulmate because every night she dreams of him like holding her. And so that's like her one thing that she has that belongs to her only. And then one day she's riding in a carriage and it gets attacked. And it's the Crystal Quartz Prince who has been exiled because he has some weird dark magic. And he's supposed to be like this heinous criminal, this monster dude. Guess who he is? He's the little man in her dreams. So it's enemies to lovers. It's supposed to be like he's, you know, dangerous, whatever. I'm sure there's some sort of explanation. He's actually a good guy and his father's evil. I kind of just hope he's evil, you know? I just want an evil love interest. That sounds really nice. Interestingly enough, that's all the synopsis says, and I'm sure all of that's gonna happen very quickly at the beginning of the book, so like, what is the rest of this book about? I don't care. In my notes I said, I will do murderous things for a dream connection romance. Okay, then we have The Stricken by Morgan Shamey. I don't actually think I'm gonna love this book, but I'm so intrigued at the messiness of this summary. It is so wacky. Listen to this. Every day in this town, a storm comes in and erases everyone's memory. That itself just sounds interesting, but our main character, of course, is the exception. She keeps all her memories. Then it says one day, Clara's dad, our main character's name is Clara, he randomly disappears. And then these people called diviners with a capital D come by. They feed off people's memories and they come looking for Clara for some unknown reason. She somehow escapes them with the help of some mystery person, and that mystery person brings her into another realm. It's like an alternate world, and she finds out that she's a noble with a capital N, which means that she is one of the only people who know about both worlds and she can transition between the two. Then it says that she has to go to school in this alternate world, which is just so funny. Apparently everyone hates her because she's an outsider, I'm sure. Then this gets even wackier. LOL, this plot twist. She has the surprise power of death with a capital D. So she's just like accidentally killing people. This plot is all over the place. I'm sure there's gonna be this big showdown with the capital D diviners. She's gonna have to learn how to like harness her powers and control them. She's probably gonna win. I don't know why I'm so intrigued about this. Probably because the plot's so messy and I think it might be fun. The cover's also pretty gorgeous. The second Tuesday in March 12th, A Feather So Black by Lyra Celine. I'm actually so excited for this one, but it's like over 400 pages. I'm a little nervous about that. This is a fantasy with a little bit of romance, but it's surrounding changelings, which is one of my favorite things to read about. Ever since reading Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, where I found out about what changelings were, I've been craving a story specifically about them. So changelings are like a human child and a fairy child are swapped places. So in this story, our main character's name is Fia. She is Fae, but she was swapped. So she's been growing up in the human world with the human queen as her mother, and the human princess goes into the Fae world. Are we clear? Okay. The humans obviously don't like Fia because why would they in a fantasy book? But apparently the queen's okay, but she raises Fia to be a spy. Aylin is the human person that's now in the Fae world, and she's had kind of a hard life. She has this curse upon her that every day she turns into a swan, and then at night she begins to be a human again. And so when they are grown, I'm guessing because this is adult, not YA, the human queen finds like a gate into the fairy world, and she tells Fia to go in and save her sister, which is so sweet. I hope there's more about this sister relationship. She needs to break the curse and bring Aylin home. And she's going with Aylin's betrothed. He is a human prince, but he's also, I feel like I'm being so complicated about this plot, but it's really not that big of a deal. So Allie, go on. This prince and Fia are childhood best friends. So there's probably some like romance brewing between them. So the story is about her traveling into this fairy world. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of cool descriptions and they're gonna run into like tricky fairy shit, and I'm so excited for that particular part of it. But there also might be a love triangle in here between the childhood best friend prince and the Fae Lord who is Ayla's captive. Like, of course you would fall for your sister's jailer. It's 448 pages and I think it's the first of a series. I need to read this like ASAP. I'm so excited for this. I'm hesitant about the length, but we'll see. The only other book I have on my radar for this week is Green Frog by Gina Chung. These are short stories, which I love a good short story collection. And this is the perfect one for me because it's part fantasy and then some stories aren't fantasy. I love that mixture. Apparently it's about Korean American womanhood, bodies, animals, and transformation as a means of survival. And you know I'm frothing at the mouth because I love animal human transformation stuff, or just transformations in general. I feel like metaphorically speaking, that's such a deep, thoughtful, interesting thing. I'm so ready for this. Some of the non-fantastical story plots include a mother and daughter trying to heal their rift when the daughter falls unexpectedly pregnant, and a woman re-examining her father's legacy after his death. Those sound kind of boring, but listen to the fantasy ones. A pair of talking dolls help twins escape a stifling home. A heart boils on the stove as part of an elaborate cure for melancholy. A fox demon contemplates avenging her sister's death. Yes, please. It says they're all hopeful and heartbreaking and full of danger and full of joy. I'm so excited. Need a little coffee break, hold on. The third week of March, the 19th, we have one that I've really been looking forward to. It's by Lee Mandello, who I love. This is The Woods All Black, and I'm pretty sure it's another novella. I did love Summer Suns. Where is it? I think this was like a 3.75 for me. I really loved the atmosphere in here. It was very creepy, paranormal. There's a lot of sexual tension, which I just ate up. But then Feed Them Silence was like 100-something page novella that I read. That was almost a 5-star novella. It was so good. It was about like wolves and pack, but there was also this crumbling marriage. Oh my god. This one is set in the 1920s in Appalachia, and our main character is a trans man. He goes to this town, I guess to work with animals. It says vaccinate make the flock birth babies, so I'm guessing that's animals. But the townspeople in this village sound transphobic and like awful as fuck. They just think that this man is like a, what does it say? An unruly tomboy who must be brought to heel. Yikes. So it just sounds like they are the true menace, but then it also notes that the woods are haunted. I don't know if it's going to be a mixture of like the townspeople being the haunting and the horrible monster, or like an actual monster, or maybe both. I don't know. This is gonna be quick. Knowing Lee Mandello, it's gonna punch me in the fucking gut. And also knowing Lee Mandello, there's gonna be some weird shit happening in here, so I cannot wait. Okay, next we have a new Mindy McGinnis, and my history with this author. I love The Female of the Species. I gave this like 4 stars. I think it was my intro into YA suspense, I guess. Then I read the duology. I guess it's like the initial insult duology. I just love these covers. They're so beautiful. It was like a Poe retelling. I liked the first one, on the second. So I've been kind of up and down with this author, but her plots always really intrigue me because they all sound kind of dark. This one is called Under This Red Rock, and my god, they must have had the same artist for this cover art because, oh, so good. This is a YA thriller, and our main character is named Neely. She's had quite a tragic upbringing. She has a lot of family history of mental illness. Her brother recently himself, and she is struggling because she has these monsters. There's like a girl under her bed, there's a man in her closet, there's this voice or shadow that follows her everywhere. So she's like really struggling mentally. She ends up getting this job as a tour guide in the cavern of the town. I don't know, I'm picturing like Vampire Diaries. And apparently the voices and the monsters don't follow her in there, so she gets a little respite, and I'm very happy for her. She also gets a little crush, I think, on her like coworker, this woman named, or maybe girl, I don't know how old they are. Her crush's name is Mila. So things are looking up, but then they have a party. All the people who work in this cavern, they all do some sort of hallucinatory drug, and it does not end well because Mila is brutally murdered in the cave. Neely wakes up and sees her, which, oh my god. Why am I smiling? That actually sounds super tragic because especially Neely does not remember anything that happened. And so she's questioning what the fuck happened. Am I responsible? I'm sure the police are wondering. They don't say anything about the police in the synopsis, so maybe Neely like buries her or doesn't say anything? I don't know. So it's about Neely questioning her own motives, her own reality. And it does say that this is going to play a lot with what is real and what is not. That's one of my favorite things, feeling tripped up, feeling wondering, but also, I know it sounds really fucked up, but the distress of someone who is questioning their reality is somehow so interesting to read. So sorry, Neely, but I'm going to revel in your confusion. Oh my god. This one is personal. Okay, Annie Bot by Sierra Greer. This is a sci-fi book, and I got rejected on NetGalley for both the ebook and the audiobook, and it sucks because this is a 5-star prediction. First of all, the cover. I want it so bad. But this is the most Ally synopsis I've ever heard. This is about a robot named Annie Bot. She was made specifically to please this dude named Doug for like sex stuff, but also to like clean and cook and like be this girlfriend. I'm sure it's just a sick story about how her entire purpose in life is to please this crusty ass man. And she's going to be maybe realizing some things. Maybe she'll kill him. I don't know. One can hope. Apparently he wants her to be real, like a real woman. And so she starts researching things about human behavior and she starts to adapt to these things. But of course, making her more human makes her less perfect. And so Doug is less and less pleased by her. And it just sounds really heartbreaking. But also, I absolutely love conversations about things that are made and created. Like, what do they get to have? What are their purposes? What is their identity apart from this thing that made them? Like, oh, I love that conversation. It was probably one of the reasons that I gave The Echo Wife 5 stars and why it's one of my all-time favorite books is that entire conversation. So yes, I'm so butthurt that I didn't get an arc of this, but I'm gonna get it, okay? We're gonna read it. 5-star prediction. Okay, next we have another short story collection. This is called Nearly All the Men in Lagos Are Mad by Demolaire Cuckoo. This was apparently originally published in 2020 in Nigeria, and it's all about these women's stories dating men in Lagos and how they were wronged, but I think also how they enacted revenge. So apparently it's very funny, but also it sounds like it's going to be like a book about women coming together and sort of warning each other, and so there's like this sisterhood feeling to it. It sounds like a good time. It sounds very gossipy and like, ooh, what happened? Which, as you know, I'm a big sucker for. Where the Sleeping Girls Lie by Farida Abike Lamidie. This is the author of Ace of Spades, but oh my god, this cover. It's beautiful. I still haven't read this book, by the way, but I kind of want to read this one first just because it's new, and there's a specific aspect to this book that has me frothing at the mouth. Our main character's name is Sade or Sade, I don't know, but she ends up going to this new boarding school, and apparently she's moved a lot. We don't know why. She's got a lot of secrets, a lot of family trauma, it sounds like. So she's dealing with a lot, and literally on her first night there, her roommate goes missing. I'm so sorry, Sade. She's getting a lot of attention, probably not very good attention. People are like whispering in the hallways, but she catches the eye of this group of girls. That's the part that I'm like, oh my God. Apparently, this is a group that calls themselves the Unholy Trinity. It's like this mean girl sounding group. They bring Sade into this group. Sade gets closer to one girl in particular. I think her name's Persephone. Oh my God. And so she is befriending them. She's kind of struggling still with her family shit. We'll probably get little tidbits here and there. And then someone is murdered at the school. Sade is investigating her missing roommate already, and then she starts investigating this murder. I'm sure there's gonna be lots of secrets that come up. I'm excited to find out, but I just want this like creepy mean girl infiltration. Okay, the last Tuesday of March 26th, we have If the Tide Turns by Rachel Ruckert. This cover is what got me. It's just so beautiful. And this is a pirate love story, and it sounds tragic as fuck. This is historical fiction, and it's apparently based on a true story of some pirate named Samuel Bellamy. And it sounds a lot like the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Curse, where we have like this poor orphan boy and this rich aristocratic woman that are like in love. So they grow up together, they have like strong feelings toward each other. He asks for her hand in marriage when they're older, and apparently her parents are like absolutely losing their minds that this boy would even like think he could. And so he's banished. He promises to his love, what is her name? I just put Keira Knightley here. He promises his woman that he is gonna go off. He's gonna become supremely rich and come back for her, and he'll be worthy of her love, blah, blah, blah. So he goes out and he becomes a pirate. He gets this brotherhood, and he really, really likes the pirate life. The pirate life's for him. There's probably gonna be lots of adventure, lots of danger, and then I'm sure we're gonna have her point of view. And she's struggling because she is so devoted to this pirate lord. But I think she's getting some hate because I'm sure she's refusing people like marriages. She's probably being shunned for being so devoted to this man. Honestly, his storyline sounds a lot more interesting, but I'm just in it for the tragic love story. I know this sounds fucked up, but I kind of want them to never see each other again and like die. I am just craving that sort of like yearning that is never met, which is so mean of me. I'm so sorry, Keira Knightley. But wouldn't that be beautiful? Let's move on. I'm sorry. Diavola. The person who created this image on the front cover knows what they're doing, because what follows in the synopsis is just a basic ass sounding gothic story, but this cover is so menacing. I have to read it. I got the ARC. I'm so excited. This is horror on Goodreads, but apparently on NetGalley, which is where I got the ARC from, it says it's general fiction / mystery. So I'm a little concerned about that. This is about a regular ass family in modern times. Like, this screams historical fiction. In modern times, they go on a vacation together and they're supremely dysfunctional. There's a lot of characters. It sounds like they all hate each other, but this villa that they're staying in, they're also staying in this town called Monteperso. Is that in Italy? I'm making shit up again. They start hearing horror stories about this villa, and like these creepy sounds start coming from the villa. Ooh, that actually sounds so good. That's all it really says. It's supposed to be creepy and funny, which just this cover does not scream that. So I don't know. This might be amazing, and this also might be a catfish situation. I don't care. I'm gonna be reading it. Oh my God. The last book I have here for this video, it's called Play Dirty by Lorelei. The reason I picked this is because I saw this cover and I was like, okay, this is erotica for sure. But the publisher on NetGalley was Tor. And I'm just like, oh my God, is this like some weird horror erotica? I need to read this. And I pressed request before I even read the synopsis. This is like a Navy SEAL romance. Tor catfished me, but apparently it's not Tor that's publishing it. It's like a imprint of them called Bramble. So I'm just gonna be reading this erotic Navy SEAL romance. So apparently Poppy and Jack were childhood best friends, and they were so in love. I think they had like this teenage, like very burning passion. He goes and leaves for the Navy SEALs. I'm so sorry. And he comes back after some shit went down like wrong on a mission, and they have a second chance romance, but I'm sure danger follows him, and so he has to protect her. And the last sentence of the synopsis says, she trusts him to protect her body, but can she trust him with her heart? This could be very fun. This could be dead ass awful. We're gonna find out. I think I'm laughing so much because my husband's in the Navy, and so whenever I hear I hear about Navy like, or military romances. I'm just so weirded out because like, what? And lastly, I do want to mention these covers. Oh my god, they made me stop. They were either really intriguing, really striking, or just downright beautiful. And so I may look more into them, but they were just like complete cover, like, oh, I think I want to start including these also in my new release videos because they deserve their moment. Hello. All right, thanks for hanging out with me. Make sure to subscribe because I do a pretty good job of reading these every month. I don't read all of them in the month that they come out, but over time I will have read all of these. Well, maybe. Why am I just making shit up? Bye!